Hi there, my name's Candice LeBroy and we're here today to talk about The Paroxysmal Sun, which is written by Dana Ross Hambly, who's present here today.
Hello.
I have a question from the book, and the question being, in the book you talk about a pantheon of beings which you refer to as autonomous warriors of love, also known as cosmic beings, and I really felt grabbed by that whole sentence there, autonomous warriors of love.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
That is the legacy. It's the greatest gift of all. To be empowered as a single human being, or being, whatever. And humanity is about to be empowered as an individual. So yes, over the history of the pantheon of millions of years, they've evolved to this point where they've eliminated hierarchical control within the governance of their own civilizations. I'd say it's been many, many thousands of years that they've actually abolished that kind of overrule. The technology has actually surpassed even quantum physics, beyond the concept of, whereby you can communicate with the universe on a very individual, real-time basis.
Okay, and how would they do that? Like, you talk about technology.
Well, it's emotion. It's an emotional attachment. The universe is an emotional being.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the way we express our emotions, and that's why becoming autonomous and empowered as an individual, your emotions become heightened, and you become part of a receptor through the universal process.
Yeah.
And that's why, in reference to the golden serpent, the serpent is actually the frequencies that we use on an emotional level to interact with the universe as an emotional being. You can see into the future, and you can pull back into the present to avoid a possible catastrophe to you.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of even present in sort of everyday life, in terms of like when you feel emotionally happy. Like time is a really, really sort of, it doesn't seem to sort of not exist, but it's not dragging like, say, when you're down and not feeling that great emotionally. Well,
we don't feel those, when I say we, when I communicate with the beings, specific beings, they have names, they have everything that we have.
Yep.
They have hopes and all those sort of things, and love. But the thing is that, and relationships, but the thing is that they don't have those doubts in their mind.
Yeah.
Right? There are no doubts. So therefore, you're not manifesting problems in your life. There is a consistency in the way they function, and particularly in spaceship technology.
Okay.
Because the spaceships are actually an extension of themselves, and they're a way of communicating on a very physical and tactile level with the galaxies and the universe itself. So, for instance, if you were to land on a planet that had never been utilised in cultural civilization, it was completely pristine. The moment you walk out of the spaceship onto the surface, your vibration influences it.
Wow.
It's very, very powerful. And from that moment on, forever it's changed. So you understand the dynamics of how much power you have.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking what it's like in everyday life here.
Well, how much power does the negativity on this planet have?
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
It is absolutely devastating to those that wield it and deal in it. And they're about to realise that on a full conscious level. I've stated that before, and we're here to help people get through it.
Yep.
As I've said before, there's no judgment about this. It's got to go. And people have got to be free. And what I'm saying is cosmic legacy means people on Earth will become like us within a short few years, because they've already been that. And the fact is they're going to earn the right to be autonomous, empowered within their own right. Now you may ask, what happens to the system that runs this place? Well, it's bypassed, because people on a genetic level, from that cosmic legacy concept and understanding on an emotional level that's coming down, is affecting the physical body and our emotions of how we perceive our reality in regards to those who are trying to control it.
Yes.
So it's a very, very powerful mental, emotional and physical unification of everything that we can possibly throw at this place to change it. And humanity will be nurtured through it. And the trees and the animals and everything else that lives here will be nurtured through that. What's happened is the dysfunctionality of certain space beings that have come here over the centuries to influence humanity in a certain way, whether they've been exploited or whether they've come here out of goodness and wanting to help but failed many times. Yeah. And Earth and humanity is actually many failures, not a lot of successes in terms of extraterrestrial intervention. But that's got to change now. That's been changing in the last 100 years, particularly the 20th century, which I've actually mentioned, was a very bad time for humanity. There was a real concerted effort to really shut them down.
But would you say, like, because in the book you talk about the renegades and the fact that they've had a huge part to play in interjecting into Earth's, or interfering, I should say.
In their reality.
In our reality. Yeah. And so what would you say has happened, basically from the beginning, what was their intention when they came here? Why did they do what they do?
Well, as we explained in the two previous interviews, was the fact that Earth is a gateway to the new universe. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
and what do you mean by that, like a new universe? Like?
Well, it's a new way of we've evolved to this point, and the whole galaxies, all the galaxies within this quadrant are pinpointed through this solar system and sun. The sun is a point of light into a new thought process.